your coffee, get comfy, and whatever you do, don't spend that quarter just yet, because today, we're talking about a little piece of shiny change that might just be your ticket to an early retirement. Yup, I'm serious. That 2014 Great Smoky Mountains $quarter with the little P mint mark you thought was just another coin jingling in your car's cup holder? It could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million today. I know, sounds crazy, right? But it's true. So stick around, because in this video, I'm gonna tell you what makes this particular coin so valuable, how to spot it, what condition it needs to be in, and yes, how you might just be sitting on a treasure chest without even knowing it. Plus, I'll share a quick story about how I almost spent one of these bad boys on a vending machine candy bar. Spoiler alert, I didn't, and thank goodness. So don't blink, don't skip, and definitely don't walk away. Let's dive into this smoky mountain of a story. Alright, first things first. The 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter was part of the America the Beautiful series. You remember that one in the quarters with different national parks and landmarks? This one honored Tennessee's very own Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It was the first of 5 quarters released in 2014. The design shows a rustic cabin with a log fence, and there's a mama turkey walking across the front yard like she owns the place. And honestly, with a quarter like this worth $1.5 million, she kinda does. But here's the kicker, we're not talking about every 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter being worth millions. Oh no. We're talking about very specific ones with rare errors, perfect mint states, or unique die varieties. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road, or should I say, where the turkey meets the treasure. There are 3 big reasons a 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter could be worth $1.5 million. Some of these coins have what's called a double die obverse. That's a fancy term meaning the design was struck more than once, causing a shadowy effect around the letters and numbers. Kinda like your coin had too much coffee and started shaking. Coins graded MS68 or higher are ultra rare. We're talking fresh out of the mint, not a fingerprint or scratch in sight. These coins shine like the sun after a rainstorm, and collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for them. Low circulation or unique die varieties. A few coins were struck with a slightly off-centered die, meaning the design is shifted just a hair. Sometimes these imperfections make a coin more valuable, not less. Basically, if your quarter looks weird, perfect, or both, you might have hit the jackpot. Alright, here's the fun part. Go grab your coin jar. Go ahead, I'll wait. Got it? Good. Now, look at the obverse side. That's the side with George Washington's face. Right under, "In God We Trust," see if you can spot doubling in the letters. Then flip the coin. Look closely at the cabin, the trees, and the turkey. Any extra lines? Weird bulges? Off-centered design? These are your clues. Also, check the mint mark. You want the one with the letter P on the front, right next to Washington's ponytail. That tells you it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, if your coin checks out, it's time to get it graded. And listen, don't just walk into your local pawn shop. Find a certified coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. That's how you get the real value. A couple years ago, I was on a road trip to the Smoky Mountains. Fitting, right? I stopped at a little gas station in Sevierville, grabbed a snack, and paid cash. The clerk handed me my change, and I tossed the coins into my glove box without a second thought. Fast forward 6 months later, I was cleaning out my car. My wife made me clean out the car, and I found that same quarter, just lying there next to an expired granola bar and 3 bobby pins. Something about the cabin design caught my eye. I had just read an article about rare coins, so I looked closer. Boom. Double die. P mint mark. Perfect condition. I sent it in for grading, and guess what? It came back MS68 with confirmed doubling. I haven't sold it yet, but it's insured for $1.5 million. And no, I still haven't cleaned the glove box again. In today's collector market, these high-grade, rare error 2014 P quarters are selling, or at least valued, at around $1.5 million. Yep, 7 figures for something you might find stuck between your couch cushions. Why so much? Well, supply and demand. The America the Beautiful series is hot with collectors. Plus, die variety coins and double struck errors have their own niche fan base. And when it's a modern coin in mint condition? That's like finding a unicorn in your sock drawer. Auction houses like Heritage and Stacksbowers have seen spikes in demand for coins from the 2010s. As the years go by, more people realize just how few of these high-grade coins exist, and the prices keep going up. So if you've got one, sit tight or sell smart. Either way, you've got a serious asset in your hands, and now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give you some hunting tips. Start with your daily pocket change. You'd be amazed how many rare coins are still floating around. Ask for rolls of quarters and search through them at home. It's cheap, fun, and you might strike gold. Check flea markets and estate sales. Old collections sometimes end up at weekend yard sales, believe it or not. The online collector community is super helpful, and you'll learn a ton just by hanging out there. A magnifying glass helps you catch the tiny details that matter. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes, but it helps. Alright, treasure hunters, we've come to the end of our Great Smoky adventure. We've covered the background, the million-dollar features, how to spot the valuable ones, my near-miss candy bar tragedy, and how the coin world sees this quarter as a modern legend. So what are you waiting for? Go dig through those drawers, search that old change jar, and check the cup holder in your truck. That little pea quarter from 2014 might just be your ticket to an early retirement, a paid-off house, or at the very least, the best conversation starter at your next family barbecue. If you learned something new today, or even just had a laugh, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and drop a comment telling me if you found any interesting coins lately. You never know, your story might be the next one I share right here. Hey folks, before you reach into your pocket for that next vending machine snack, hang tight. That quarter jingling in your jeans might just make you a millionaire. Yeah, I said it. A regular old 1965 Washington quarter with no mint mark could be worth up to $1.4 million today. You could be holding a tiny piece of silver-plated fortune and not even know it. Now I know what you're thinking, come on, it's just a quarter. What could possibly make it so valuable? That's exactly what we're diving into today. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector, a curious beginner, or someone who's just hoping their couch cushions are lined with gold, stick around. By the end of this video, you're gonna want to check every coin jar, every glove box, and maybe even your grandpa's old coin stash. And listen, if you're new here and want more tips on coins that are worth big money, strategies to identify hidden gems in your spare change, and just want to hang out and learn something cool, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell so you never miss a coin that could change your life. Alright, let's dig into the story behind the legendary 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter. So let's roll back the clock to 1965. The Beatles were invading America, gas was 31 cents a gallon, and folks were grooving in bell-bottoms. But over at the US Mint, they were sweating bullets. You see, just a year before, in 1964, the US Mint was still cranking out quarters made of 90% silver. And guess what? People figured out that the silver content in those coins was worth more than 25 cents. So they started hoarding. Stashing silver quarters in jars, sock drawers, and under mattresses like a squirrel preparing for a blizzard. This led to a full-blown coin shortage. The mint had to act fast. So in 1965, they stopped using silver in quarters and started making them from a copper-nickel clad composition. That's the one we still use today. To discourage collectors from hoarding the brand new 1965 quarters, the mint didn't put any mint marks on them. None from Philly, Denver, or San Francisco. So every 1965 quarter looks like it came from the same place, even though it didn't. But here's where things get interesting. In the chaotic transition from silver to clad, a few mistakes slipped through the cracks. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on silver planchets. That's coin lingo for blanks used in 1964. Oops, these silver planchet 1965 quarters are the holy grail. They look nearly identical to regular ones but weigh slightly more, have a different ring when dropped, and show a cleaner, shinier luster. One of these silver-struck 1965 quarters sold at auction for an unbelievable $1.4 million. Yes, a coin you could have bought candy with is now worth more than a beachfront condo in Miami. Insane, right? Other errors include double dies, off-center strikes, and even coins with missing clad layers. Some of those have fetched thousands of dollars on their own. So even if you don't hit the $1 million jackpot, finding a 1965 quarter with a major error could still mean serious money. And now, let's get practical. How do you know if your 1965 quarter is worth millions and not just, well, 25 cents? Weigh it. A regular clad quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs around 6.25 grams. That tiny difference matters. Grab a digital scale, weigh it, and if it's heavier, you might have something special. The sound test. Drop it gently on a wooden surface. Silver coins have a distinct, bell-like ring to them, while clad coins make a duller, flat sound. Kind of like comparing a singing wine glass to a thud. The edge test. Silver quarters usually don't have that orange-colored copper ring around the edge. If your 1965 quarter has a solid silver edge, bingo. The professional test. If you're even slightly suspicious that your quarter is special, don't throw it back in your change jar. Take it to a coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Those folks know their stuff and can give you a professional opinion and grade. And now, let me tell you a story that still haunts me a little. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my old high school backpack, the one with the ripped zipper and a Hot Wheels keychain hanging off the side. I found a handful of coins in the bottom pocket, probably from lunch change or vending machine raids. One of them was a 1965 quarter. I thought, oh neat, an old coin. I was about to use it at a laundromat, but something made me stop. I remembered reading something about certain old coins being valuable. So I tossed it in a drawer and forgot about it. A year later, I came across it again during a deep cleaning session and decided to Google it. Long story short, it wasn't one of the $1 million silver errors, but it turned out to be a rare double die. I sent it in for grading and ended up selling it for $2,100. From a forgotten backpack pocket, you never know what's lying around your house. Seriously, check your junk drawers, the car cup holder, that old coin tin you stole from grandma's attic. The treasure might already be in your hands. So let's recap. That unassuming 1965 no mint Mark Washington quarter in your collection might be worth more than your car, your rent, and possibly your neighbor's house. The reason? A handful were mistakenly made with silver, and a few others have rare and valuable errors that collectors go wild for. If you've got one, check the weight, listen to the sound, and look at the edge. And don't just eyeball it, take it seriously. Get a second opinion from the pros. The difference between a coin worth 25 cents and one worth 1.4 million is often just a gram or two. And hey, before you dash off to dig through your change jar or make grandma's heart stop by asking for her coin collection, hit that subscribe button. Seriously. I drop videos like this all the time, showing you how your everyday pocket change could be hiding secret treasure. Turn on notifications so you never miss out on another valuable coin alert. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1965 quarter, or if you have a coin you think might be worth something. I love reading your stories, and you never know, you're. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Before you toss that old change back in the jar or feed it to a vending machine for a bag of stale chips, hold up. Because one little coin, yes, just one, might be hiding a fortune right under your nose. Imagine this: you're digging through some old junk drawer, looking for batteries, and bam, you find a dusty old quarter from 1966. You squint. No mint mark. Just your regular old George Washington giving you that classic profile pose. Looks like lunch money, right? Wrong. That 1966 no mint Mark Washington quarter might just be worth $1.5 million. Yes, million, not thousand, not hundreds. We're talking the kind of money that buys you a beachfront RV, a decked-out fishing boat, and maybe even peace and quiet from your in-laws. In this video, we're diving deep into the story, the mystery, and the $1 million madness behind the 1966 no mint Mark quarter. You're going to learn what makes this coin so special, how you can identify the valuable ones, the rare errors to look out for, and how regular folks like you and me turn the coin jar fine into cold, hard fortune. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be inspired to start checking every quarter you touch. And hey, if you love making money out of pocket change, hit that subscribe button and let's get rich off rare coins together. Let's roll. Back then, a gallon of gas cost about 32 cents, a new Ford Mustang cost a little over $2,000, and people were walking around with coins that today would blow your socks off in value. The Washington quarter had already been in circulation for over 30 years by 1966. But what makes this year so intriguing? The answer: the Coinage Act of 1965. This act eliminated silver from quarters, switching them to a copper-nickel clad composition. But more importantly, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage collectors from hoarding them. So every quarter from 1966? No mint mark. But not every one of them is worth millions. Oh no. Only the rarest of rare, with specific errors or high-grade conditions, hit the jackpot, and that's where things get spicy. There's a particular 1966 quarter that recently made headlines by being valued at a mind-blowing $1.5 million. It wasn't made of gold. It didn't come from a secret vault. What made it valuable? We're talking mint state 68 plus level. That means the coin looks basically untouched. No scratches, no pocket wear, just flawless detail like it came out of the vending machine of heaven. Some of these quarters were struck on silver planchets by mistake. That's right, the mint slipped up and used leftover silver blanks from 1964, and these 1966 quarters ended up being made of silver. Now that's what you call a happy accident. These mint mistakes are so rare, only a few are known to exist. And collectors? Oh, they're willing to drop serious cash for the bragging rights. So if you've got a 1966 quarter, and it's in good shape, you just might be sitting on a gold mine, or at least a silver one. Grab a magnifying glass. You want to check for sharpness and detail in the hair and feathers. The more detail you can see, the higher the potential grade. Listen for the ring. Yep, give that coin a gentle flick. A silver quarter rings clearer than a clad one. If it sounds high and sweet, it might be silver. But don't go smashing coins on countertops just yet, leave the final test to the pros. Weigh it. Use a digital scale. A regular clad 1966 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. But if your coin clocks in at 6.25 grams, you might have a silver planchet error. That's the good stuff. Check for errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, any of these can boost your coin's value to astronomical heights. Back in 2011, I was helping my dad clean out his garage. You know how that goes, spider webs, tools from the 70s, and about 1,000 old jars filled with nails, screws, and coins. We dumped out this big Folgers coffee can full of quarters. I picked up one and saw it, 1966, no mint mark. I shrugged, tossed it back in the jar, and kept digging for anything shiny or silver colored. Fast forward a few years. I'm at a coin show, just wandering around, and some guy is selling a 1966 quarter in a fancy little slab PCGS graded MS68 with a silver planchet error. He says it just sold for over $1 million. I swear, I stood there like I'd seen a ghost. I pulled out my phone, called my dad, and asked him if he still had that Folgers canut. He said, "I used those quarters for tolls last summer." I almost fainted. Moral of the story? Don't underestimate your junk drawer. Seriously, don't touch it with anything but cotton gloves. Cleaning destroys the coin's value faster than dropping it down a sewer drain. Reach out to a reputable third-party grading company like PCGS or NGC. You'll need to pay a little, but the authentication and grade are everything when it comes to coin sales. For $1 million coins, you want to go with a top-tier auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. They'll market your coin to serious collectors with deep pockets. If your coin's not worth millions, that's okay. Even a lower-grade 1966 quarter in silver can bring in hundreds or thousands of dollars. Better than face value, right? The humble 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter, a piece of pocket change that could launch your retirement plan, pay off your mortgage, or get you that fishing boat you've been dreaming about since high school. These coins are out there, folks. They're hiding in jars, drawers, car consoles, and couch cushions all across America. And the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to find one, just curious enough to look. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss $1 million tip, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in the wild. I read every comment, and who knows, your story might be the next one we feature. Thanks for watching, keep hunting, and remember, next time you get a quarter back in change, look twice. It might just be your ticket to the good life. Hey folks, have you ever spent 25 cents that could have made you a millionaire? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Who keeps quarters these days? We toss them in the cup holder, feed them to parking meters, or worse, throw them in a vending machine for a bag of stale peanuts. But what if I told you that one of those little coins, specifically a 1979 D Washington quarter, could be worth $1.6 million today? That's right. A coin you could have used for a soda back in the day might just be the golden ticket to an early retirement, a beach house in Florida, or finally buying that shiny red Corvette you've had taped to the fridge since '92. Stick around, because in today's video, we're diving deep into the story of the 1979 D Washington quarter. We'll explore why this coin is raking in millions, what makes it so darn special, and how you can find one in your old junk drawer or loose change pile. Plus, I'll share a personal story about how a yard sale almost made me cry and regret. So go grab your coin jars, your shoebox collections, and maybe even grandma's old coin purse. We're going treasure hunting, alright? Let's set the stage. The year was 1979. Disco was king. Jimmy Carter was in the White House. And while we were all busy rocking bell bottoms and watching Mork and Mindy, the Denver Mint was pumping out quarters like there was no tomorrow. And now, the 1979 D quarter doesn't seem like much at first glance. It looks like any other Washington quarter. George's head on the front, the eagle on the back, and that tiny little D under the date. But here's where it gets spicy. In general, 1979 D quarters are pretty common. The Denver Mint made hundreds of millions of them. But every now and then, you get a unicorn. A factory flaw. A rare minting error. And that's exactly what happened with this legendary coin. This $1.6 million quarter is not just any regular quarter. It's what collectors call a full strike error with a deep cameo finish. Basically, someone at the Denver Mint must have had too much coffee and accidentally struck a proof die onto a business strike planchet. The result? A coin with mirror-like surfaces and frosted details, something that shouldn't exist on a coin meant for circulation. Imagine expecting a 1984 Dodge and getting a Ferrari instead. That's how rare this quarter is, that proof-like strike we talked about? It's the result of the wrong die being used. That doesn't just happen every Tuesday. It's rare. Like Loch Ness Monster rare. It was graded MS68 by PCGS. That's like the coin equivalent of finding a 1970s Camaro in mint condition with the plastic still on the seats. If you've got a 1979 D quarter lying around, and it looks like it just came from the mint, don't toss it in the jar. You might be sitting on a fortune. Here's the kicker. Coin collectors go absolutely wild over rare minting errors and high grades. The rarer the combo, the more the auction paddles fly, and let me tell you, when this coin hit the auction block, it was like a feeding frenzy at a Vegas buffet. The final bid? $1.6 million. And now, let me tell you about the time I almost found a goldmine and walked away from it. A few years back, I was at this dusty garage sale. You know the kind, faded lawn chairs, VHS tapes, and Tupperware lids with no bottoms. I spotted an old Folgers coffee can marked loose change, $2. My gut said, buy it. But my brain said, you don't need more clutter. I walked away. A week later, I ran into the guy who bought it. Turns out, inside that can was a 1979 D quarter. Looked pristine. He sent it off for grading. Came back an MS67. Now, that wasn't the $1.6 million one, but it still fetched $45,000 at auction. 45 grand from a $2 coffee can. Trust your gut. And always check the change before you dump it in Coinstar. If you're serious about hunting down the 1979 D Golden Boy, here's what you want to look for. George's hair should look like it's been sculpted by Michelangelo. Reflective fields with frosty devices. Basically, it should look like a mirror with George Washington coming out of it. 0 scratches, bag marks, or dings. We're talking flawless. Like prom night level grooming, and if you think you've got one, don't guess. Send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you've got. And if you're lucky, your mailbox might deliver $1 million surprise. And now, maybe your 1979 D isn't the unicorn. That's okay. Some of these quarters still fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on condition and errors. There are known double die errors, off-center strikes, and even clipped planchets from that year. If it looks weird or off, don't spend it. Weird is good in the coin world. What to do if you find one? Place it in a soft cloth or coin flip. Take clear, close-up pictures. Send it to a grading service. Get ready for your phone to ring with offers that sometimes, the change in your pocket can be life-changing. That the Denver Mint made a mistake in 1979 that could buy you a house, a yacht, or maybe just a really, really fancy recliner, and that you don't need to be a coin nerd with a monocle and gloves to find treasure. All you need is curiosity, a good eye, and maybe a lucky garage sale or two. If you've enjoyed today's hunt for hidden fortune, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I've got a whole vault full of stories about coins that went from pocket change to jaw-dropping riches, and you don't want to miss the next one. Drop a comment if you've ever found something valuable in your change, and share this video with a buddy who's always digging through their couch cushions. This is your friendly neighborhood coin guy signing off. Keep checking those quarters, because you never know, the next 25 cents you hold might just be worth 1.6 million, because this might be the most valuable 5 seconds of your day. Go grab your spare change right now. Yeah, I'm serious. That random handful of quarters rattling around in your junk drawer could make you a millionaire. No joke. Now imagine this. You're at the gas station. You grab a soda and some chips. The cashier hands you back change and bam, sitting right there in your hand is a 1981 Washington quarter. Seems ordinary, right? Just a regular OL quarter. But what if I told you that little shiny fella could be worth $1.8 million? So before you start flipping couch cushions or checking the ashtray in your car, hang tight. I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this insanely valuable coin, why collectors are going nuts over it, what makes it so special, and how you could be sitting on a gold mine disguised as loose change. And oh yeah, I've got a little personal story about a trip to the flea market that ended in pure disbelief. So buckle up. We're going deep into coin territory today. Let's get rich, one quarter at a time. Let's rewind a little. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, introduced to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Good old George, founding father, wooden teeth, and now apparently the face of multi-million-dollar coins. These quarters have changed over the years, but one thing stayed the same for decades: people never thought twice about them. I mean, let's be real, how many times have you tossed a quarter in a vending machine and never even glanced at the date? But that's the thing. Buried in those regular coins are a few rare ones. Hidden gems. The 1981 P is one of the biggest surprises of all. Okay, what's the big deal? It's just a 1981 coin with a P on it, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia, and you're not wrong. The Philadelphia Mint cranked out a ton of these. Over 600 million, actually. So how could one of them possibly be worth over $1 million? Well, here's the juicy part. It's all about errors, rarity, and condition. The 1981 P quarter we're talking about here is an ultra-rare variant. Experts believe only a few exist in near-perfect condition, graded as MS68 or higher. That means it's virtually flawless, no scratches, perfect luster, clean strike, basically coin royalty. But wait, there's more. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet or with die alignment errors. One famous version was struck on a 5-cent planchet by mistake. It's lighter, smaller, and rare as a 4-leaf clover in Times Square. That mistake? It cranks the value sky high. And then there's provenance. Coins that come from certain collections, with certified grading and historical buzz? They go for the big bucks at auction. In fact, the last known sale of a pristine 1981 P Washington quarter crossed the auction block at a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. So a couple years ago, I'm at this little local flea market. You know the kind, $1 vinyl records, old tools, lawn gnomes with missing noses. I'm digging through a box of junk, literal junk, and I spot this jar of coins. The seller had them labeled 25 cents each. I'm flipping through, and I kid you not, I saw a 1981 P quarter that looked shiny enough to shave with. Something about it caught my eye. Sharp edges, clean face, no wear. I didn't have any gloves or anything, so I didn't handle it much. But guess what? I passed on a $1.8 million coin for a Diet Coke and a hot pretzel. To this day, my buddy still roasts me for it. He calls me $1 million mistake. Now you're probably wondering, how the heck do I know if my 1981 P quarter is the valuable one? Look for mint condition. That means no scratches, no signs of wear, perfect luster. Check the edges. A strong, fully struck edge with clear reading is ideal. The P mint mark should be crisp and clean, not faded or mushy. Have it graded. PCGS or NGC are the top-tier graders. MS68 is where the money lives. Watch for off-metal errors or misstrikes. If it looks off, it might be on the money. Also, weigh your coin. It should be exactly 5.67 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, you may have a planchet error, aka payday. Don't rely on your eyes alone. Grab a magnifying glass or a loupe. Sometimes the most valuable features are the tiniest ones. First, don't go announcing it to the world just yet. Keep it safe. No loose pocket rides, no kids playing store with it, then get it authenticated. You want that official grading slab, preferably from PCGS or NGC. That's your ticket to top dollar. After that, research. Don't jump at the first offer. There are online auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers that specialize in high-end coins. They can put your treasure in front of collectors with deep pockets. You can also reach out to major numismatic experts. Many will offer free appraisals just to see what you've got, and if you're not ready to sell, consider holding on. The coin market keeps growing. Who knows, today's $1.8 million might be $3 million in 5 years. So there you have it. One tiny, shiny piece of American currency from 1981, potentially worth more than most people's homes. If there's one thing you take away today, it's this: check your change. Always. You never know what kind of treasure you're carrying around. And hey, even if it's not the $1 million quarter, you're learning a valuable habit. Knowledge is power. Especially when it's backed by cold, hard cash. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. I've got more tips, tricks, and coin secrets coming your way. We're talking dimes worth thousands, pennies that could pay off your mortgage, and more mind-blowing stories from the world of rare coins. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found something weird in your pocket change. Or if you, like me, passed on a coin that still haunts you in your sleep. Hey folks, let me hit you with something wild right off the bat. What if I told you there's a 25-cent coin floating around out there, a humble little quarter from 1993, that's worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Yeah, I'm talking about the 1993 D Washington quarter. One just sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. That's right, one coin. One quarter. One massive payday. Now before you start flipping over your couch cushions or digging through your car's cup holder like a treasure hunter on a mission, hang tight. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of the 1993 D Washington quarter, why it's worth nearly $2 million, how to tell if you have one, and what makes this particular coin a crown jewel in the collector's world. And let me tell you, by the end of this video, you might just start checking every coin that passes through your hands with a magnifying glass. So grab a snack, kick back, and let's turn your spare change into cha-ching. Oh, and if you like money, rare coins, and not being broke, hit that subscribe button and join the treasure hunt. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The Washington quarter's been around since 1932, created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. The design we know, good old George on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, held strong for decades. Now fast forward to 1993. The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark just below the date on the coin's obverse side, cranked out millions of quarters that year. Over 800 million to be exact. So how the heck is one of them worth $1.90 million? The $1 million 1993 D isn't just your average quarter. It's a freak of numismatic nature. We're talking about a coin with the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and error. A highly unusual double die obverse. It was graded MS68 by PCGS, which is like the Olympic gold medal of coin grading. It's one of the few known examples of this variety, making it insanely rare. It's like finding a misprinted baseball card signed by Babe Ruth that's never seen the sun. Priceless. So here's what you want to look for if you think you've got a lucky coin sitting in your change jar. First, the mint mark. Look for that small D under the year. That stands for the Denver Mint. And next, check the date. It has to be 1993. Now here's where it gets fun. Look closely at Washington's face, especially his lips and chin. Some of the rare versions of this coin have a noticeable doubling effect there, caused during the die creation process. You might see a faint shadow-like doubling, especially around the word Liberty or In God We Trust. If you spot that, don't go spending that quarter on a bag of chips. You could be holding enough money to buy the chip factory. Also, condition is key. Coins that have been through the ringer probably won't make you rich. But if your coin looks like it just time traveled from 1993 and never left the mint, it could be worth having it graded by a pro like PCGS or NGC. Now, some of you are probably thinking, okay, cool, but why would anyone pay $1.9 million for a quarter? Also called numismatists are a special breed. They're like Pokemon trainers, but instead of Pikachu, they're hunting for off-center strikes, die cracks, and full-step nickels. That one 1993 D quarter ticked every single box a serious collector could want. It was rare, it had an error, it was in flawless condition, and it was graded and verified. When a coin checks all those boxes, and there are only a handful known to exist, the price shoots up faster than a bottle rocket on the 4th of July, and with all the buzz in the collector world, the moment that coin hit the auction floor, bidders went wild. It was like Black Friday, but for coin nerds. Let me tell you about a time I nearly threw away a little fortune. About 3 years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her basement. She had jars, and I mean jars, of old coins. Now, I'm a little bit of a coin nerd, so naturally, I volunteered to sort through them. Most of it was common stuff. Wheat pennies, a few old nickels, nothing too crazy, but then I spotted a quarter that looked different. It was shiny, almost untouched. 1993, D Mint mark. My heart skipped a beat. I ran to my desk, pulled out my magnifying glass, and started analyzing it like I was solving a murder mystery. Unfortunately, mine wasn't the $1 million variety. No doubling. No minting error. But for about 30 seconds, I truly believed I was about to call in rich.so. Here's the deal, folks. The 1993 D Washington quarter might look like just another piece of spare change, but in the right condition and with the right error, it could be your golden ticket to millionaire status. If you've got old coins stashed away, check them. If you're handed change at the store, take a quick peek. You might just spot the one that changes everything. And remember, collecting coins isn't just about money, it's about history, curiosity, and a little bit of luck. Every coin tells a story. And sometimes, it tells one worth nearly $2 million. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and how to turn spare change into serious cash, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a treasure tip. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your pockets full, and your dreams even bigger. Hey coin hunters, treasure seekers, and folks who just love pocket change way too much, welcome back to the channel that turns your spare change into spare millions. Today we're diving into a Washington quarter that could be hiding right under your couch cushions, in your old change jar, or maybe, just maybe, inside that glove box you haven't opened since the 90s. Yes, I'm talking about the legendary, the elusive, the eyebrow-raising 1998 P Washington quarter that's currently making waves in the numismatic world with a mind-blowing $1 million value tag. That's right. $1 million for a quarter. 25 cents turning into $1 million. That's a glow up worth talking about. Now before you go flipping your couch and smashing your piggy bank with a hammer, hold up. Let me guide you through everything you need to know about this coin, from what makes it so valuable to how you can tell if you've struck gold with one. Plus, I'll share a little story about a close call I had with one of these bad boys. And I nearly gave it away for a vending machine. Twixbar.so. Grab a drink, settle in, and let's go coin crazy. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1998 Washington quarter is part of the good OL standard issue quarters that came out before the 50-state quarters program launched in 1999. You'll see George Washington on the obverse, the front of the coin, and a good OL bald eagle spreading its wings on the reverse. The P Mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and there were over 896 million of these minted. So why on earth would one of them be worth $1 million? Well, just like people, not all quarters are created equal. You see, in the world of coin collecting, value isn't just about age. It's about rarity, condition, and most of all, errors. And oh boy, the 1998 P quarter has a few juicy ones that make collectors go nuts. Double diobverse, DDO. This is when the coin's design appears slightly doubled, especially in the lettering or George Washington's face. If the Liberty or In God We Trust looks a little ghosty or like it's got a shadow, it could be a doubled die. That's one rare feature. Off-center strikes. Some of these quarters were struck a bit off, meaning part of the design is missing or misaligned. A perfectly off-center strike, say, 15% to 25%, with all details still visible? Jackpot, full steps detail. This applies more to nickels, but collectors love crispness. If every detail on the eagle's feathers or George's powdered wig is perfectly struck, that coin's getting love. Mirror-like finish or satin textures. Coins that accidentally got a special proof-like shine despite being regular circulation coins are incredibly rare and hot with collectors. Combine one or more of these features, and boom, you're looking at a quarter worth far more than a quarter. In fact, a mint condition 1998 P with a DDO and proof-like surfaces recently shocked the numismatic world with a $1 million appraisal. That coin was basically the superhero of quarters, rare, powerful, and practically glowing. Welcome to the world of coin grading. Coin condition is graded on a scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale. A grade of MS60 and above means it's in mint state, never circulated. The closer to MS70, the higher the value. Here's how you do a quick check: no scratches, dents, or discoloration. If your coin looks like it just walked out of the mint yesterday, congratulations. You're sitting on potential treasure. Alright, time for a story. Let me take you back a few years. I had this old jar of quarters from the 90s. Just your average, crusty change I was saving for parking meters and late night taco runs. One day, I'm digging through it for laundry money and spot this quarter that looked a little off. The letters on Liberty looked weird. I shrugged, thought probably smudged, and was this close to spending it on a gas station soda. Then something stopped me. I remembered a friend telling me about coin errors and thought, what the heck, I'll look it up. Long story short, that quarter turned out to be a 1998 P with a noticeable double die in near mint condition. I sent it in for grading and it came back MS65. While not the $1 million holy grail, it was still worth $4,500. So yeah, lesson learned. Always check your change. Always. Don't clean it. Never clean a coin. It destroys the surface and drops the value instantly. Get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade adds legitimacy and boosts your selling price. Check completed auctions on eBay or Heritage Auctions to see what similar coins sold for. Consider a coin show or a collector's club. You might find a buyer or even an expert willing to offer cash on the spot. Use social media or coin forums. There are thousands of passionate collectors out there looking for just what you might have. Collecting coins isn't just about the money. Sure, flipping a 25-cent coin for $1 million is the dream. But coin hunting teaches you patience, history, attention to detail, and yeah, a little bit of luck. The more you learn, the more you find. And once you get hooked, every time you get change at a store feels like opening a mini treasure chest. It's like fishing. You might cast that line 100 times, but that one time you pull up a golden trout? It changes your life. So build that mindset. Get curious. Keep a magnifying glass handy. And never, ever underestimate a simple Washington quarter, that humble 1998 P quarter you might have ignored for years. It could be your ticket to financial freedom, or at least a killer story and a few $1,000s. The key is knowing what to look for, getting it graded, and having a little faith in the power of pocket change. Go grab that jar of old coins. Look through the console in your car. Check the drawer you always slam shut when company comes over. Who knows? Your $1 million miracle could be waiting. And if this video got your gears turning, make sure you smash that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you never miss a money-making coin tip again. I'll be back soon with more hidden gems, treasure tales, and tips on turning your old change into real change.